My name's Calliope, and I am going to be performing your back treatment today. How you doing today? I see. I hope by the time you leave my office, you feel even just the littlest bit better. So, do you have any particular concerns with your back? Are you having any specific areas of tension, of tightness? Anything that you would like to be addressed? Okay, absolutely, we can do that. So the very first thing is I want to just get a feel of your back here. So you just tell me if any of these areas that I'm pressing into, if these are painful or tender at all. And we might hear the massage table a little bit, just a little bit, click a little bit. Might hear my chair click a little bit. Spine here, sacrum, and up the vertebrae. Anything stand out for you? Okay, so we have a number of tools that we like to work with here. Let me just bring these out. So right here, this is a body tool, very smooth. You can hear the smoothness of the wood. This is excellent to use over clothing, over the sheet, or with oil. And there are different contours here, depending on where we're using this. So we have a nice long one for the back, have a good short curved one. Work with the legs here, then a more flat surface here. We can also use these rounded edges as well. And then I have a couple of rosewood tie sticks here. And these can be used for targeted pressure points, for example. That's primarily what I use these for in the back setting. We also have a couple of rollers. We have this wooden roller with the circular gear-like rings and the handles here. And then we also have the roller with our cubes, our rounded cubes. Which is good for breaking up attachments as well, fascial attachments, so things aren't as sticky. But we are going to start just very simply here. We don't want to try to break up anything without at least warming up the tissue first. If at any point you need more pressure, or if I hit a spot that is quite painful, just let me know and we can readjust. What we've got here. Just doing a bit of exploration work. Seeing what's going on in tissues. Seeing what tools are going to work the best. Good. So even though I do have these tools, we're also going to be using manual techniques as well. Go ahead and just right in here. Good. Probably going to generate a good amount of heat here, so let me know if I can adjust the drape for you or change the temperature of the room. Around the hip here. Kind of doing this sort of lobster claw motion with my hands, this bit of kneading inside the curve of my thumb and forefinger, using it a little bit as a scoop. How have you been doing? How's the weather? How's your summer been? Yes, it's brutal out there, isn't it? It seems to be brutal just about everywhere. I'm certain the southern hemisphere is probably doing a little bit better. It's the middle of winter there. But up here it feels like everybody is melting. Luckily it stays nice and cool here in the office since we are underground. Let me just grab our roller. We're going to start with this guy. Just like that. Any cool things going on? My definition of cool things could be anything from just going on little walks to home improvement projects to new hobbies, watching movies. I just like to hear what other people have going on. Have you been taking advantage of the heat and like going to any pools or splash pads? Doing backyard slip and slides? Yeah, some of these days I'm even just ready to park a lawn chair in front of my bathtub and just keep my feet in ice cold water. How's the pressure with the rollers? Nice and light here. We're just going to very gently go along the middle. Barely even any pressure. Have you done many gatherings at all? Family, friends, things like that? Cookouts? This is one of my more favorite seasons for the reason of being able to do cookouts. I have a very large family, so we'll often play bags, and we can have 2 games going at once. We can do a whole tournament kind of thing. And when you have enough people, then you have a bunch of conversations going at once. You can flip back and forth. Quite the vibe. Just gonna soothe everything down a bit. It's very gentle. We're having ourselves quite the cookout for the 4th of July. We always have it at my house. It's kind of become a tradition now. Doing pork burgers, which you have to have coleslaw with. So you have to put coleslaw on top of the burger. And glizzies, of course. I like to set up things so we can do Chicago dogs. Pork burgers, glizzies, coleslaw. My mama makes the best potato salad anyone has ever tasted in the entire world. And I'm not kidding, actually. I've never tasted a better potato salad, even if it is my mama's. And I'm making an icebox cake. Usually I make a jello cake. That's been kind of the unspoken tradition. Let me grab my die stick and we'll work on some of these adhesions here. Here we go. So last year I did a strawberry crunch poke cake where the topping was made with crushed golden Oreos, melted butter, and strawberry gelatin powder. And the year before I'd made just a regular, can't remember if it was strawberry or raspberry, poke cake with the whipped cream and vanilla pudding topping. So this year it's an icebox cake. I had made one when I organized this big fishing trip with my brothers and a couple of their girlfriends. Let's see, there were how many of us? There were quite a few of us. Seven of us, I think, 8 maybe. I have a very large family. And I made this icebox cake, which is graham crackers layered with homemade whipped cream. And we did strawberries and bananas. I was told by one of the girls that it tasted like banana pudding, and she's from the South, so I've never had banana pudding. And I don't think my brothers really have either. So everyone said it was really good. So this time I'm going to do strawberries, bananas, and blueberries. And then one of my brothers, he loves baking and he's really good at it. And he's going to bring some cookies as well. We're not doing any fireworks or nothing. We are just going to basically have a big bags tournament with everybody and hang out, have some tunes, probably listen to people light off fireworks. Just put that down. just gonna kind of come in here and see. Want to make sure we really smoothed everything out. Yeah, we got some of those little guys. Let's see. Just using our little body tool here. And this really curves nicely along here. Good. Smoothing everything out. There we go. Let's grab this longer end. Let's go up the back. Curve off at the shoulder. We're just gonna do, it's not quite like gua sha, I mean a little bit, but we're gonna bring some good circulation to the back. Doing this not quite scraping, but repeated stroking. We see we would go till we see the erythema, but here I'm going to rely mostly on touch as the skin will get quite warm. This also helps move fluids around a bit. Do you have a particular favorite season? Is summer your favorite? I am an autumn girly myself, although I really do enjoy summer quite a bit. Just like being able to see people and have the option to do things, but I really like when we get all the movies coming out in autumn, especially all the horror movies. Very excited for the last entry in the Conjuring series. And then I was very excited to hear that Blumhouse and James Wan's company are going to do a movie adaptation of Phasmophobia, the game, I'm curious to see what they do with that. But I really do overall enjoy James Wan's work. I think he really learned a lot early in his career, especially the things he did very well in the Insidious movie. And then how he took those lessons and made The Conjuring an excellent movie. So, how is your back feeling? Does it feel overworked at all? Any sort of tenderness? Okay. Just give it a moment to cool down. Do some gentle effleurage. I know horror's not quite everyone else's cup of tea, but I am very excited to see what will be coming out. Very gently on the spine here. I also quite adore the cooking of all bring back soups and roasted vegetables. I love a little bit of eggplant picked right off the vine. A little bit of olive oil, Italian seasoning, salt, pepper, garlic, grilled. Do enjoy a good aubergine on the rare occasion. The baking is what is quite sublime. I'm excited for when we start getting the produce in, the apples, the peaches will just be about done, so you get those late guys. Pumpkin pies, all of that. We have an excellent recipe for a pumpkin custard pie, because a pumpkin pie is a custard pie. But a lot of times it is lacking in the custard. Last year we made a fantastic one. I had just used, I think that was one of the first applications I got to use my homemade vanilla paste with. Just smells fantastic. Okay. Let's see if we can just do a little bit more detail work here. Get in here, I'll just use, there we go. We have our pumpkin custard pie. We'll look forward to making for Thanksgiving. Although we might have to make it a couple of times outside of Thanksgiving. My partner really, really liked it. And we didn't even make a homemade crust. It was all just about the custard. But we'll make snickerdoodles and chocolate chip cookies. make little brownie cookies, sugar cookies for cookie cutters, little pumpkins, and I think we've got a cat cutter, maybe a moon. Could do scotcheroos maybe. Kind of been wanting to do a millionaire shortbread, but that feels a little heavy for summer, so maybe I'll save it for then. Really enjoy baking. I don't get to eat any of it because my body can't process carbohydrates. So no fruit, no bread, no desserts, but I do get the smells. Just working into this little spot here. We can bring in our last roller as well. Just going to use the stick to help disperse that adhesion. Is this pressure okay? Okay. I feel like I was going a little hard at it. Oh, just let me know. Okay, let's see. Let that cool down a second since we did some of that pointed work. Just gentle effleurage. Just not even really doing anything except the gentle stroking. A little gentler. Pressure's okay. Just want to keep it nice and easy. Soothing everything down just after every step. We don't want to overstimulate, and some circulation is good, but we don't want to irritate. We want to be therapeutic, but also soft, relaxing. Do a little bit of stretching here. Traction. Good. Just opening the tissues up. Since we've really had quite a bit of success in warming everything up and some therapeutic value. Good. Everything. Opening everything up. So I kind of want to work a bit on the hips here. So we have our crust here. Carving that out. Then we'll use this end sacrum there. Along the hip. Carving out the iliac crest, and then this might be a little tender here. It often is for people. These little muscles around the sacrum. Good amount of pressure here. Bring that out. Using the heel of my hand. Bring that out. Stretch everything out. Very light stroking here, very gentle. That's going to conclude our back treatment today. How are you feeling? Yeah, you're going to want to take your time when you get up. You might feel a little dizzy, you might feel a little tired. You don't want to get a head rush. So just take it slow, take it easy, and take as much time as you need. I'd like to thank you so much for allowing me to work on you today. I hope you have a whale of a day and a good rest of your night. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And a big thank you to my patrons on Patreon, without which I wouldn't be able to make these videos. If you'd like to help support the channel and get access to perks like ad-free viewing, early access to videos, Patreon exclusives, and audio downloads of all my content. You can find the link to my Patreon in the description box below. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a whale of a day and a good rest of your night.